Kinds of questions in historical research. Guys, when we are exploring through historical research, we are required to think about the perspectives which are to be evaluated in historical research. And there are particular perspectives which are to be highlighted and which are to be taken care of while using the features of historical researches. Historical research is really important in education, and we are required to evaluate the events and the practices of past for the sake of improving our present and to plan for the future, right? So historical research helps educators understand problems and issues, right? So educators, when they plan about the educational and educational policies of a nation, they take care of the events which took place in past, right? So that's a point which must be taken care of while finalizing your research questions in historical research. Historical research is basically the accumulation of knowledge for the sake of improvement, for the sake of planning. And the point is to improve your practices and your policies in order to bring your society a better place to live, right? So that's actually the essence of historical research. And good research questions, they define your focus of the study. So your study is authentic, it's reliable, it's interesting when you are coming up with very carefully designed research questions. And research questions are the questions which are to be defined, and the focus and the basic objective of the study would give you the hint to decide your research questions for any kind of research, and particularly in historical research. So your research questions should be very specific, right? You are selecting your research questions which are not broader. They are really specific, very narrowed, right? And you are particularly focusing on a specific aspect of your history, right? Then you must be again and again thinking about these phrases. Why then, right? So when you talk about the history or historical event, you would be focusing on why then, like in that time of the past, why was the situation like that? And then why there? So a particular point of time. Why there? And then a particular point of location, right? A particular location, geographical location. So why there? So why then and why there? That would be dealing with your research questions. And the point is that you would be formulating your research questions like, what is the historical context that led to this event or situation? So you would be focusing on the what dimension of the historical context, right? So what was the context which led to that particular event, particular situation, or particular policy or practice, right? So that would be a kind of research question. And then you can also think about questions like, why did it happen at that point of time and place, right? So you would be considering not only in the line of time, but you would also be considering in the line of geographical location. Okay, so why did it happen at that time and at this place and time, and how did things used to be, right? So you would be just evaluating the situation for the sake of your focus of the study. And these are only examples. You would be formulating your own questions based on your focus of the study. But the point is that you must be creating something which is really giving you the clues to the past events, the knowledge of the past event and the past practices and situations and policies. You must be using primary sources for your study. While evaluating and formulating and finalizing your research question, you must be going through various primary sources, documents, and whatever memoirs on those first-hand sources are available. And then you would be reading scholarly literature for formulating your research question, particularly in the area of historical research. And you would be discussing it with your supervisor because your research questions are to define your study and to create quality to your study and to make your study more authentic and quite interesting. So these are the points which are to be taken care of while deciding your research questions in historical research.